Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Duke Silver. Today we are playing the Fates. Now right now as this upload has gone live, they're over on my community tab. The second giveaway for 700 gems in celebration of reaching 500 subscribers is live. Just go over there and leave a comment and you'll be entered into the draw. And yeah, you will have to message me on either Twitter, Discord, or Twitch to be able to collect your prize, just so I can send it privately to you. But yeah. Okay, so let's get into the game here. We started with a free roll. There was no real great targets in our opening shop, but we did manage to take the free roll and find a Wizard's Familiar, and now we've got our faded unit triple in the shop here. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to take it because the Cindy plus Lonely Prince I think is just a little bit more valuable this turn. Combining units, even if it does make them bigger, is going to make our board a lot weaker. So we just log it for a turn, even with a bad spell in shop. All right, we get our triple here. I think it's pretty easily Boiling Beaker over these other two. Even with the Cindy, I mean, Skipping Stone is also quite strong here. But I mean, because we have the familiar, I think we want to be casting spells anyways. So we're just gonna go ahead and grab this beaker and kind of get some more upside for casting spells as well. We're gonna take a roll. None of these are really that appealing. Obviously, the other Wizard's Familiar was a choice. We are going to take another Wizard's Familiar just because we didn't get offered anything better. But I figured it would be better to roll and try and hit like a Baby Root or something like that. Some other more impactful too, anyways. But I mean, the second Wizard's Familiar, just because it's a 1/1, makes it a little bit weak on board, and we do get kind of punished for that. Alright, we take a roll. There's nothing in that shop that we wanted. We get another Wizard's Familiar, so we kind of paid off for taking the second Wizard's Familiar after our upgraded one. I mean, if we could find one more, then I mean that's goes a long way to becoming sort of a direction that we can take and just like lean into a spells build. With double upgraded Wizard's Familiar, you don't even need Crystal Ball to play spells. Which is, and that, I mean, it's kind of a strategy that I like a lot. Like, you can play like Copybook or even just Book Mages. Alright, we get the second triple of our Wizard's Familiar, which is fantastic here. We really wanted to find another targeted spell. And we do find one. We do have to sell the chicken for it though, unfortunately. But I mean, we get so many stats from the targeted spell that it's definitely worth selling the chicken. Like, we go down a little bit of econ, but again, the stats that we get from it, I think, is more than worth it. And yeah, we handle this opponent pretty easily here. Although they do have a treasure map. You'll notice that I think almost all of my opponents in this game had a treasure map. It was kind of wild just how many treasure maps showed up in this game. We're considering taking the pair, but I think there's not really another level 2 that we really care about. Like our big book would be okay, Magic Runes would be okay later. So we just go for the Sporko instead. It's just another range character on the back line. And these range supports, I think, get a lot better with Boiling Beaker, just because like putting extra stats onto them with targeted spells is, like they just take the stats like so much more effective than or so much better than most other characters anyways. But yeah, also that Merlin had a treasure map as well. We can kind of play a game of spot the treasure map in this one. Let me know how many treasure maps you see in the comments below. We get a cantrip there. We get to increase the stats on our Sporko here, making both our lady and one Sporko pretty formidable here. We don't really have any monsters, so we're not going to go for the monster manual. I mean, I considered casting the shard on the Lady of the Lake just to try and hit Monster Book, because that's the best possible unit we can get right here, and we are kind of digging for it. And hey, look, we find one. All right, we sell off the Tiny and we put some more stats onto the Sporko, and then yeah, we just reposition our board there at the end. There's also 3 Hippocampus in the shop. We are not going to take that. 12 gold for a level 4 treasure just isn't worth it for a unit that's probably not even gonna be good enough to put on board, especially since we don't have 12 gold. Like, we're not at the stage of the game where we have 12 gold. I mean, I guess we're at 11, so we're pretty close. We could sell 2 things and get a level 4 treasure, but it just doesn't seem that worth it to me. Alright, consider the experience, but I think I want to hit some more targeted spells, so we get to triple our Sporko here, which is fantastic. We get the Fates buff for having an upgraded unit, and we get a big book of spells. We were hoping for, or not big book of spells, sorry, deck of many things, which is going to help us continue to scale our Wizard's Familiars here. We're kind of running out of time for monster books to be really effective, but we would still take some. Also, look at that, another treasure map on Tiger, no less. So that's terrifying. All right, we knock out their egg and drop them to 3 though. We get another monster book, which is fantastic. Like they might be starting to be like a little bit late, but again, with the double upgraded familiar, like we can ride the 2 monster books for so long. It's just so many stats each turn, in conjunction with the deck of many things. Like we're getting what 6 stats each per turn, so we're getting +12/+12 just in spells. Not to mention the spells that we cast during our shop phase anyways. So I mean, we usually can cast a cantrip plus a targeted spell a turn, so we're getting roughly +20/+20 per turn, which is it's a reasonable amount of scaling. And I mean, of course, I mean spells are just like spells themselves kind of count as scam, so. So there's value there, is all I'm trying to say. So we get more value beyond the scaling. Is really what I'm failing to say. But what I was trying to get across, anyways. But yeah, we find another cantrip here. We're gonna cantrip, or we're gonna cast the Mix-a-Wizzle on the Lady of the Lake. We can kind of get by without Lady for a turn, and I want to put some more stats onto it. We're not going to take the pair of ladies though. Although, like, I think there's an argument for it. Just like, I mean, because we can kind of set ourselves up for like Empress P or something. We are going to take this this Aeon, which is going to help continue scaling our mages. It's also going to help us now scale our Sporko as well as the lady once it reverts from the big pigs here. So yeah, being able to scale our ranged mages with our combat, our spells that are being cast during combat is going to be very, very good. Opponent gets maybe the latest Brave Princess slay in the history of the game. They're on 6 and get their copium done. I consider the Baba Yaga just to try and get extra spell cost, but I think we're way past trying to even get Crystal Ball, so we're just not even going to bother with Crystal Ball at all. We're just straight up book mages right now, so we're gonna see how far we can take that. It's a little bit of a risk, as like generally like it starts to fall off if you don't have like a really, really good amount of monster books, and with only 2 regular monster books without even being able to triple it at this point, like we're not in like the best possible position for this comp even. So we're gonna take a Herc and hope that we can get some get a level 6 treasure out of it in relatively short order. All right, take care of this opponent pretty handily. We even get an Aeon Slay at the end there. We just need one more power onto our Herc here. It's possible we could get like a Blessing of Athena or Ride of the Valkyrie out of one of our random spells during combat. So we don't necessarily need to find the targeted spell this turn, but I mean, we would very, very much like to. Unfortunately, yeah, we don't find any targeted spells, but Blessing of Athena pops out of our deck of many things, giving our Herc enough power to complete the quest. And unfortunately, it dodges the Medusas over on that side of the board. Top board playing scam here, though. They're playing pumpkin portal, so that's a little bit scary. And yeah, our level 6 treasure is a 9th book, so exactly the treasure that we wanted for this comp. Now we're going to be playing all the ranged mages that we have and hope to get some scaling happening there. I mean, it's pretty late to like really be scaling characters of that size, but that's pretty much what we have right now. But we go for a shard on the Herc. Just there's a few different hits that are definitely worth playing. I mean, like Ashwood would have been fine. It's just like a big character that trades with basically anything. And also can kind of lead into a tree comp. We could have pivoted into a tree comp from there. Pumpkin would have been just fine as well. I think Pumpkin's very good with Ninth Book. There's a lot of mages that or at each level in Evil. So, but I mean, Boomhilda is maybe the best possible hit for this particular comp we have going here. As of course it is a mage. And unfortunately, we get a kind of a bad breakpoint there. We dropped to 8. Now we've got a ghost fight though. Also, the Mix-a-Wizzle, we Mix-a-Wizzled that Lady of the Lake 3 times, I'm pretty sure, and each time it turned into a 3 big pigs. So it's kind of a random little sequence of events there. All right, I think we're out of Boiling Beaker. We're gonna take the Gloves of Thieving just because I was checking the opponent's last known comps with the tracker, and I'm pretty sure they had either a giant Wizard's Familiar or a giant Spellweaver or something that we were we were fine with stealing, and that would go with our comp anyways. Fortunately, we don't find a spell that we can cast, so we just cast a free roll at the end. Alright, apparently they did not have anything that we necessarily really wanted. Well, I mean, they did have an Empress P, which was very, very large, and we did steal that, so that's very fortunate for us. Because that's actually going to fit very, very well right in front of the Boomhilda and Sporko here. But unfortunately, we come very, very close to getting wiped out by this ghost. We managed to reduce damage just enough to survive at 1, though. And yeah, now we've got Empress P that we can play over one of these Wizard's Familiars. Maybe over the Aeon. The Aeon, like the scaling from the Aeon, probably just isn't all that worth it anymore. I guess I was considering Lady of the Lake here, but I don't think that's worth it at this point. There's also a Copycat. If Copycat was a mage, I would very happily snap that up here. But unfortunately, that's not the case anymore, and I'm still upset about it, and I will bring it up over and over again. All right, we're against top board, so here's the real test to see if our ninth book got strong enough with this Empress. We get a really good attack with a attacking into their Medusa, and then we get a Pegomorph onto their fairly large friendly spirit there. They've got a lot of pumpkins though with their summoning portal. But yeah, our stats seem to be holding firm here, and we kind of make short work of them here and deal a ton of damage, which is fantastic news for us. Also, I mean, the ghost was pretty strong and did manage to take out the other player, so we're just heads up with top board now. At 1 HP, they were almost at full, so we'll see if we can climb this hill. I'm considering the shard on the Empress P just because like there's a couple good hits, but I think P is a little bit too powerful to bother with that. Fortunately, we didn't do that, and we roll and we find a Pegomorph, which is going to be huge here. We get to Pegomorph one of these pumpkins. They've got kind of a weird setup here. I'm not sure why they're playing double Echo Wood here. And having both pumpkins up front, like that's just a really easy way to make sure you don't get the summons you want for the stats. Like you want to get stats from the summons for the pumpkin, and like having them both up front is just like a very easy way to not get that. To make sure that that your pumpkins get attacked into first. So kind of a weird positioning there. Okay, they decide to put one of their pumpkins in the back, which is definitely the right call, I would say. Looks like they tripled their Echo Wood. And they have 3 Medusas though, but we did get one of the Medusas with a Pegomorph. But this Cupid hits one of our Scions of the Storm, which attacks into the other one, making them trade with each other. So not great. But we get very fortunate with their pumpkin summons. We've got a ton of stats on our back line, and they didn't summon any scam, and it just wasn't enough summons for them to be able to overcome our back line, our Empress P enhanced supports. But yeah, this was a wild one. We won at 1 HP. We've done that quite a fair amount of times recently. I feel like I've been winning games at very low HP totals lately. But I mean, hey, a win's a win. The only HP that matters is the last one, and it mattered a lot here. So, but yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. Leaving a like lets YouTube know that it should recommend my content to other people, and I would be greatly appreciative if you would do that. Again, yeah, go ahead, go leave a comment on my most recent community post, which will have gone live at the same time this video was uploaded, and yeah, and then you'll be entered into the draw, which will take place 48 hours from the time of that post, and the time of this video, I suppose. But yeah, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.